Now the next thing you're going to be doing is a spelling test. You should be given some opportunity in class to practice spelling your words. You can just look through your packet here that we have prepared for you and just practice writing each word maybe 5 times or maybe 3 times, however many you and your teachers think you will need to do to be able to write down a word and spell it correctly when the teacher gives you the word, when the teacher says the word, uses it in a sentence, and then says the word again. And then you'll have a spelling test. Now I've left blanks for 50. Your teacher can add more or do less, but I do suggest 50 because you need to stretch yourself a bit. It may be difficult to do, but if it is, then you take another test a few weeks later after you've practiced all those words again and see how much you've improved. You're going to have to push yourself a little bit. I could just imagine myself learning Thai. I know it would be difficult for me. I have learned another language. I have learned Spanish, and it was difficult for me at first as well. And I needed language listening labs to hear people speak it in order to speak like they did. And when I went to Mexico, after 2 weeks of listening and talking with those who spoke Spanish, I was speaking and thinking in Spanish. So anytime you can be around people who speak English, practice it. Try to speak with them, especially if you have visitors who come to your country who speak English. Make sure you try to say hello. How are you? My name is, and say your name, and they might respond. And then if they say something you don't understand, say, I'm sorry, I don't understand. That means you didn't quite get what they said to you. And so then they'll understand that you just know a little bit of English, and they'll try not to overload you with too much English. And hopefully you'll do the same with us when we're trying to learn Thai in your country. That way we can show respect to one another, of our languages, of our persons, and our cultures. Now this is a good one to count as part of your grade as well. All of these worksheets should add up to be counted as your grade. Your teacher can give you a grade, A, B, or C, or D, or whatever they use for their grading system, or if they want to use numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or percentages, 100%, 90, 80, 70, 60% correct. Myself, I used all of them in various assignments as a teacher. But in high school, I like to use a point system because I taught at-risk students. And when you use a total point system and then at the end you add up all the points and then take a percentage from the top score, you can make sure the kids have a fair grade in comparison to each in the same grade or set of circumstances for those students, so it can be fair. It is important to get a grade. Now you may say, oh, we should all get an A, but there are some who don't do as well as others, and there are some who do very well. So it's important to give the recognition that is due students without hurting the feelings of those who don't do as well. So for those who don't do as well, we teach them that everyone has a day in the sun, so to speak, in which you have something you do better than others, or you do well. Maybe you're really good in soccer on the sports field, but you're not good at another subject. Or maybe you're really good at art, but maybe you're not good at a subject. Or maybe you're really good in English, but you're not really good in art. That's okay, because you're seeing your strengths and your weaknesses as a student and as a person that you will be in life. And that will help you to choose what career you want to follow when you graduate from high school, whatever level you use there. Hopefully you will finish high school. That's the goal. That's through 12 years of school with kindergarten as an introductory class. If you only do through the 8th grade, that's often fine for many people. But for most, we find that high school diploma is going to help your culture and your society do better as a whole. Your economy will be better. Your culture will be preserved and passed on much better if all of the students reach a 12th grade level, or at least most of the students.